Welcome back to the Barca Breakdown. My name is Yusuf, and I'm here with my co-host Adam.
What's up, guys? Hit that subscribe button because we have stopped the Ronaldo fanboys, namely Yus, sitting opposite of me, and Lionel Messi has brought home Ballon d'Or, number 7. Factos on that one, bro. I am so incredibly excited.
You are excited, but we have some bigger news that's affecting FC Barcelona way more directly, and we'll get back to Messi, don't you worry. But Dembele might be on his way out, and this is not good for us because his contract ends next summer, I believe. Yes, and he could be on his way out because of money. And we had this same issue with Leish going to RB Leipzig, and we weren't too happy about that. His leave and why he left.
The worst part is if Dembouz leaves next summer, he's leaving for free. And I don't think any team's going to pay us to buy him now this winter when they can get him next summer for free. And he has, 100%. As we all know, all these injury issues. And listen, everyone knows I'm a big Dembouz guy. And I think he showed how good he was last season. I know there's always the narrative of Dembouz being hurt a lot. But we got to remember, he was healthy for most of last season. And he actually got injured with France at the first game of the Euros this past summer. But I don't like this, man. I don't like this whole press game where the agent is the bad guy, right? Because all of the reports are coming out saying Dembele really wants to stay, but the agent wants more money. And, every day we get a new thing. Dembele's telling the club how much he loves them. It's just, he's getting big offers from somewhere else. And it's really hard to balance your perspective and how you judge these reports because, if it was a report about any other player, you and I are always going to be the guys to go, hey, this is European journalism where there's a lot more agents and family of the players and the board and all sorts of people are whispering into journalists' ears to get stories out there, and people want clicks, so the story that gets put out there is what everyone looks for immediately. And so it's hard to say if this is true, if this whole is some sort of mastermind plan by Dembele's agent. Listen, Dembele, I will make myself the bad guy so that if you stay, you can say I wanted to stay the whole time, and if you leave, you can blame it on me, right? Because that's the agent's job, is to make the player money and to make the player look good. And so I don't know how to feel. I mean, of course, I want Dembele to sign, but I think the contract negotiations from everything we're seeing are stuck up on a disagreement between the player and his agent and the board and the team and how much we want to pay him, because there is this constant allegation of Dembele wants Ballon d'Or type money because he is that good. I think he could get in top 3 in 2 years maybe. But we want to give him, the Barca board and the club, we want to give him an incentive-based contract because we don't know how much he's going to play and we don't know how he's going to perform. And so we want to give him something where it's like, hey, here's a salary much lower than you want, but if you're able to play X amount of games, score X amount of goals, make it to X amount of levels in La Liga, the Copa, the Champions League, we'll give you more money. And so I don't know. How do you feel, Yus?
That's the exact thing I want from this kind of contract because previously, under Bartomeu, we had issues with just granting people money regardless of their performance.
Umtiti, here's $1 trillion,
Coutinho, which we're struggling with right now.
Sergi Roberto, you can take the whole bank.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, I think this should definitely be a performance-based contract. Again, we're talking about a player that's been injured a lot, and we don't want to just throw money at him. We're already financially still in trouble. We're still figuring it out, but I have a hard time believing that he necessarily wants to leave. I know he still really likes Barcelona, and on top of that, it seems the reports are saying he has to give an answer in 13 days. Yeah.
The other thing that's interesting, too, is that, Abde, right, is this new young player on the wings who is showing promise, and he kind of represents the two sides of the coin here on Dembele. On one hand, we have someone who looks promising. He's 19 years old, right? He hasn't played that many games, but he has the promise that we want to see for a right winger, which is where Dembele plays. On the other hand, we do see Abde, right? He's not as dynamic. There's nothing bad about that. He's just younger, and I think Dembele has a naturally God-gifted speed and ability to just gallop down the field in an amazing way. And so Abde represents that we have the chance to have another player replace him, but Dembele looks like he probably has a higher ceiling. And so, it's going to be interesting to see how the team kind of pushes Dembele into signing the contract soon, because the last thing we want to do is have Dembele not sign a contract this winter and then the club have to force him to sit for the second half of the season as a punishment, right? Yeah. Why are we going to invest more time and training into him if we know he's going to leave? He'll be disgruntled. I don't think any of us want to see that ball game. But let's get into the big news, Use, because our most popular video was about a fact that we predicted months ago. Lionel Messi won the Ballon d'Or, and I'm just eating it all up, Hughes. I think the Ballon d'Or talks and the Messi versus Ronaldo debates are where, you let that inner troll out of yourself and you just enjoy kind of the mayhem of Twitter, of Reddit, of YouTube, where everyone just has an opinion. And Messi deserved to win with the Copa America win. He was great for Barca under Koeman in the spring. He's had a bit of a slower start to the PSG season, although he did have that big goal against Man City before the voting was closed. And, I think it's obvious to anyone who watches our videos that we knew and thought Messi was going to win. I was pretty nervy near the end that Lewandowski might take it. There were some, conflicting reports about what's happening. Leading up to the final ceremony and announcement, there was France Football saying we're giving out 2 awards, which I thought could mean that there was a second Ballon d'Or for 2020 given to Lewandowski, who deserved it last year. But I'm just overjoyed. I know you're a little bit salty because you don't like Messi that much, but what a wonderful day. And then, of course, there's all the drama with Ronaldo and the journalists saying that Ronaldo's life goal is to get more Ballon d'Ors than Messi. Ronaldo posting on Instagram, that's not true, that's not my goal. And then, the Piers Morgan interview where Ronaldo basically says, my goal is to have more golden balls than Messi. And then, of course, Ronaldo posted that infamous factos under his one of his fans just proclaiming how great Ronaldo is. So I'm just eating it up, Yus. I mean, what are your thoughts about the Ballon d'Or? I know Messi's no longer a Barca player, but do you have any final thoughts on this chapter of Messi with Barca?
All I got to say here is the Barca breakdown was right in our predictions and in our analysis of the situation. We made 2 videos on it, and we covered everything about it. Messi, why he should win, and, there was the fans and the players and the coaches. Even the head coach of Real Madrid just came out basically saying, Messi is the best, essentially, but, if it was up to him, Karim Benzema. But that's just because he is the manager of Real Madrid. But, I'm excited about this. It's a spectacular achievement for Messi to win 7 Ballon d'Ors in 3 decades.
7 will
2 more
always
than anybody
be
else.
Associated with Messi. That's just got to burn Ronaldo. Every time you see Ronaldo holding up the 7 jersey, you can think about Lionel Messi.
Ooh. No, definitely. And what's more exciting, to be honest, because we had a video on this as well, talking about the players nominated in the Ballon d'Or, and Pedri was one of them. But he came out and won the Copa Trophy, which is the best player under 21. And what an exciting, awesome finish to Pedri's spectacular year, especially with the Spain national team and on Barcelona, even though he's injured right now. But, I think we had a lot of downfalls coming into this season, right? We had a lot of negativity because everything was going wrong, but it's nice to see some of the players that get rewarded for their hard work, even if they didn't achieve too much yet in their young age. It's just a great ballad to the future to come.
To your point, right? Pedri is like the bright star of this past year. I mean, when we got him from Las Palmas a year and a half ago, there's no shot we would think he would have made the splash he made. And he just, kind of proved everyone wrong and, came out and just really killed it. And I'm just so happy for him. It's a great moment. I love seeing him thank Messi personally for what he's done. And then, of course, the female Ballon d'Or went to Alexis Putellas, right, who's on the Barca Femení team. So it was overall just a wonderful win by the Barcelona team. And I think as we look for this, game coming up this weekend against Real Betis, very early on the west coast of the United States, let's talk about a few other updates, right? The first one is Sergi Roberto is having a quadriceps surgery. Looks like he's going to be out for like up to 8 weeks. Any thoughts that aren't negative and hating on him, Yus?
No, I mean, I've had too many comments about Sergi Roberto. I hope he gets well, though. I never wish ill on any player. Maybe it'll take away from his contract. We can save some money and spend some money elsewhere, so we don't lose players like Araujo, who could be going off to the Premier League. We need that money to keep young talent.
One thing that's definitely already reported is that like the talks between Sergi Roberto and the board and Xavi have slowed down for the contract negotiations.
Sure.
It did seem like Xavi was valuing Sergi Roberto, and we've already seen from Xavi, if you remember before he took over for Barwan, there was a huge question like, would Xavi shake things up and not play Roberto, Alba, Busquets, Piqué? Of course, Sergi Roberto is 2 levels at least under those other players, but so far he has relied on the veterans, and things looked like he was going to try and keep Sergi Roberto. But like you said, we wish him well, even though we're not always happy with his performance. Of course, he's a Barca captain. He's been with us for so many years, so we do really wish him well. Other news that's going on, Ferran Torres, the Manchester City player who can play up front as a center forward, also can play on the two wings. There have been huge rumors, and this is why we're giving it credence, because there's more than just whispers. Huge rumors that he wants to come to Barca. He is, of course, Spanish, plays for the Spanish national team, and it looks like he's agreed to a contract with Barca on terms that are less than, what he probably makes now. And at the same time, Man City and Barca are really close in agreeing to that deal. So I think we're pretty excited about that. Of course, with Braithwaite, Aguero, Dembele up in the air, and the other two injured, he's going to be a very good person to come in. And then I think the final thing we want to talk about, and I don't think we have too much to say, but there are rumors now that Barca, in an interest to get money for the winter transfer deadline, they are getting back up that CVC deal that, if you guys remember, kind of popped like the day or two before Messi officially left Barca, and the agreement was stopped by Real Madrid, Barca, and Athletic Bilbao. But now the clubs are interested in doing the deal if we reduce it from 50 years to 25 with an annual interest rate of 3%.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I thought it was a good deal before because we also were trying to keep Messi at the time. We still need money now. I don't think that's going to change for a bit. Sales, we don't even fill the stadium still. All kinds of stuff it's probably good to take, but how long is it going to take to pay this deal off? It's going to take 25 years, but with the accrued interest, how much are we really going to be spending? Hopefully we can come back from this, because it's going to be really hard if we don't have any money to play with coming in the January transfer window, as well as future transfer windows. So I think we might just have to take this one, and I'm just kind of glad we are so far still away from the Super League, because that was one of the dilemmas between taking the CVC and the Super League, right?
Yep. Well, with that, guys, please hit the subscribe button. Let us know your thoughts. We will be back Saturday after the Real Betis game. Thank you guys so much for listening. We'll talk to you later.
Thanks, guys.